All right, what's up, guys? We are back with episode 77 of the Super Deformed Gamescast. We just lost JT. There he goes. He'll be back. He must be having some internet problems. We started the podcast and he just dropped. But I'm sure he'll be back. We may have a few more kind of filtering in as time goes on. Hopefully, again, JT finds his way back in. But hope everybody's doing well. Okay tonight. Hope everybody's had a good week. We have a guest tonight. Anybody on NeoGAF or who likes sales reports and NPD stuff on Twitter probably knows who Mat Piscatella is. And this is his first podcast. So thanks for popping your cherry with us, man.
Oh man, thanks for having me. This is really cool. It's been a long time we've been trying to do this, so it's awesome to finally actually make it happen.
Finally, you're finally here. And what we would like to do in the future is hopefully get you on like every NPD Thursday and talk about how consoles are dying and how bad everything is.
Everything's terrible. Your favorite game sucks. We'll be happy to do that.
Console gaming's in a really bad state.
Oh man,
it's
not shocking at all.
It's over, man. The end times and all.
Yeah, I know. It's next year we'll all be playing on our mobile phones and shit.
The actual official name of Scorpio is the Xbox Revelation.
The Xbox Genesis.
Okay. No, it's not the beginning. It's the end.
Oh, it's the end. No, you're right. Yeah, no, I don't know my Bible. I'm a lapsed Catholic, man. I don't know any of this stuff. Anyway, so and of course our good friend Sam Tolbert from Basement Radio Arcade Podcast is also with us tonight. Sam, it's a pleasure to have a true Xbox gamer on here, man.
It's a pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure to always hang out with you guys. Let's talk games.
Right. Sam's here. Everybody bless up. Get your Todd Howard masks on. Get your fake mustaches out. Because tonight we are good. Todd the Father, Todd the Son, and Todd the DirectX 12.
Amen.
So tonight we're going to talk about some of our E3 predictions. We're not going to go live next week because starting next Saturday with Bethesda's conference, we're going to be streaming every single conference. There's going to be a lot of talk. We're going to be giving a lot of analysis, and it's going to be a very, very busy few days. So we're going to take next Thursday off. So tonight we're going to go over our E3 predictions and our hopes and dreams for the show and what we want to see. JT's back. Welcome back, my friend. You look beautiful. Nice shirt.
What's going on?
And glad you can make it. Interestingly,
hello. Yeah, what's up,
Sam? We can hear you. JT, we can hear you.
We can hear you.
We can hear you.
You can't hear us?
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
We can hear you.
We can.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you. No,
I'm nodding. Gestures they have to make to get you to understand.
Nodding my agreement. Don't ever do it. Don't ever make that face again. Sam actually wrote down our predictions from last time, didn't you, Sam?
Yeah, in the nutshell version. I mean, it wasn't like in-depth quotes, but the basics. Yeah, I got them.
Okay, all right. So it'll be interesting to see who's a flip-flop and neutral, and who's keeping it real in these gaming streets, as some idiot YouTubers like to say. So, where do you guys want to start? Do you want to start with Xbox? Let's start with Xbox.
Why don't we just do them in order?
Okay,
start
so I thought Bethesda was going first.
It's EA, Xbox, Bethesda, then technically PC gaming show like anyone, cares. There's not going to be much there. Then Ubisoft, then Sony. And then, Nintendo Direct, then Sony.
Okay.
Whoa. Where's Devolver Digital in this mess?
Well, they haven't announced it yet. They haven't told us.
Because that's the one press conference this year that I cannot wait to see. I am dying to go.
I mean, it'll be interesting. Don't get me wrong. It's just they haven't announced the date yet. So
I'm all about seeing some more Absolver. We actually got to play and interview the dev at PAX East. And dude, that looks fucking awesome. Absolver is going to be some good shit, man. There's so many fucking good games coming out. But we can start with EA. Now I don't know a whole lot about what is on EA's slate this year, so I don't really have too many bold predictions to make. Sam, why don't you kick us off with EA? What do you think?
Battlefront 2 is going to be the star, obviously. They seem to have actually learned their lesson from the first one based off of what we've seen. I can confirm that the demo they will be showing and actually having at EA Play, which I will be doing a hands-on impression of when I'm there on the 10th. Yes, so you can look forward to that on realgamemedia.com. But anyways, so the piece that they are going to be showing is actually the Battle of Theed, which is a battle in the Clone Wars. And it's going to be a squadron of clone troopers holding out against the CIS assault. So that's actually pretty interesting. I'm eager to see that. I think them leading off with the Clone Wars, given what how that was missing from the first game, I think that's a very good choice. Obviously, Need for Speed is going to be a big one as well. And then
I'm excited for
evidently,
Need for Speed. I really liked the 2000. What was it, 14 or 15?
I really hope it turns out well. I really hope it does. Got
It's
high
not
hopes
gonna.
of
It's not
that
gonna
one.
have the FMV though, so I don't know if I'm gonna be in. For
Oh, it's not
quite
gonna have that. It's not gonna have that
Yeah.
hip hop and fucking
the,
mountain dew
that's
shit.
the monster cheer.
Monster drinking, freaking sidewards cap wearing, fucking yo, what's up, homie? Yeah, like,
Yo, we're the bro drivers. Get
That
on,
was
I'm
man.
the
gonna,
best
I'm gonna miss that
part.
honestly. Like that,
Yeah.
as someone who grew up with the CDI in the '90s and was no stranger to FMV games like that. That was a little nostalgic in the right
Mhm.
places.
Brandon told. I remember when Brandon was playing that, and he told me about that shit. I went to YouTube. I'm not a racing guy, but I went to YouTube and I looked up every one of those videos, and it was solid fucking gold.
It's hilarious.
It's really great shit. I highly recommend if you have not seen it. Get drunk and maybe like smoke a doobie if you're into that kind of thing. Go watch it because it's really amazing.
It's so overacted. It's wonderful.
Matt, are you an EA guy? Are you a Battlefront guy?
Yeah, really. So for EA, what's exciting to me about EA is I really want to see how they evolve the ultimate teams in the sports genre. You know, being a sales guy, Madden and FIFA are big sellers, and Madden and NFL in general have been, facing some headwinds. And so, how is Madden going to evolve? And there's a lot of chatter out there about revised engines and revised gameplay systems, and it's like it's a similar story you hear every year, but this year seems that maybe perhaps could be a little bit different. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Mm-hmm.
I am a huge NHL guy, right? Like I love hockey. And NHL, like I remember the bitter disappointment that NHL 15 was, the bitter fucking disappointment. And NHL 16, in my mind, didn't do a lot to improve on what was wrong with 15. So I am really hoping for kind of a return to form. I would love the second coming of NHL 94. I would. Oh, that's my dream.
I
don't
played
think
NHL 94.
Maybe NHL 94 is gonna be a card in Ultimate Team.
dude, if I can get something on the level of NHL 94 again, man,
Yeah.
I mean, I could go back and play that right now. I to this day love me some NHL 94. But aside from that,
any 16-bit sports game is still pretty much fun to play today.
But I mean, like aside from that, and Battle. I mean, obviously, we've already stated Battlefront 2 is going to be the headliner there. I don't expect that they'll talk about any of the DLC that is going to come for. But I do have a question about the Battle of Theed stuff. And maybe you mentioned it, Sam, and I might have just missed it.
Sure.
Is that multiplayer, or is that, or are they going to be focusing on the single player campaign? Because I kind of feel like that's where they need to put their focus on, right?
They did not say. I feel like that's a multiplayer section, and then they're going to give us like a trailer for the campaign instead of
I
demo.
know. I guess it would have to be, right, because the main character is a stormtrooper.
Right. The main campaign takes place right after episode 6 and
Right.
leading up to episode 7.
Okay.
So I feel like what they're going to do is give us a gameplay demo of the Clone Wars and then like an in-depth campaign trailer. That would seem like a balance.
I won't lie. I'm a little disappointed if that's the case, because I mean we've all played. I mean I would assume that we've all played. I know damn well Flunky has played Battlefront. OG, and I mean
I
played
we all
OG
did.
Battlefront.
Yeah, I loved OG Battlefront, but we've all played the multiplayer, and the lack of a single player campaign was it hurt the game, and so I was hoping to see something about the single player campaign, and I'm a little surprised because we are intimately familiar with Battlefront multiplayer, but I don't know. I would have thought that the campaign, since they made such a big deal out of announcing it, would have been the star of the show.
There's something you're not considering though. And this thing is going to be at PlayStation's conference as well.
I didn't know that, actually.
Yeah.
That's why I was overlooking, because I had no idea it was going to be there. Interesting. Okay.
So,
I guess that makes sense because they've got the marketing rights for Battlefront, right?
Mm-hmm.
which means nobody's going to buy it on Xbox.
And with the
We all-
movie
we all-
coming up,
we all
with The
know
Last
that.
Jedi coming up in December, you know they're going to push that hard.
Of course, dude.
What
Yeah.
it's-
doesn't PlayStation have marketing rights for, though?
That's a
Pretty
fucking
much
damn
everything
good
these
question, and we're gonna get into that when we hit the PlayStation. That's actually, yeah. Trust me, we're gonna touch on that. I'd like to move on to what's next up. Bethesda, right?
Xbox,
Bethesda's
actually.
next. What's Xbox? Xbox.
Oh.
Okay, that's a great topic. Let's talk about Xbox.
Well, we know Scorpio has 4K on the the graphics card. They literally have 4K written on it.
You know, honestly,
Do not doubt the flops.
honestly, is it silly and ostentatious to have 4K written on your graphics chip? Yeah, it is, but I don't doubt that Sony would have done the same thing. There's this narrative about power and about how it's going to, like, I heard somebody just the other day on a podcast call the Xbox Scorpio the best console ever made. I'm not kidding. Like, you can't make this up, right? Like, it's the best console ever made, and which is a lofty claim for a console. We don't even know what. I mean, we don't know what the fuck it looks like. So that's a
It
bold.
doesn't even have a name.
It's a bold strategy cut. Let's see how it works out for him.
Yeah, for sure.
But you've got to think. So right off the bat, I think they opened the show with Scorpio.
100%.
Yeah,
you got to get it out of the way. And I don't.
Question.
Go
The
ahead.
question is the price.
I think the
If
price
they
is
do
gonna
not
be-
announce the price right there in the opening montage of Scorpio, it's $400, and they'll save it for last. Or it's $450. It comes in under $500.
I
If
think
it's $500, they'll announce the price right there at the
Right
beginning.
there.
So sticker
But-
shock wears off, and they can sell you on the console.
See, I think it'll
Honestly-
be the other way around.
Go ahead, man.
I think if it's a higher price, they're gonna say it at the end. So like they hype up their hardware first, and then like, oh, but by the way,
You guys spend some money.
yeah.
So honestly, I think the Scorpio is going to open the show. Like I said, I think the price is $499. I think the writing's on the wall. I don't think you can get that thing any lower than that with what's in it. And I think they're probably taking a small hit at $499. So, and Matt, seeing as how you're the MP analyst here, I would love your take on that. But I don't expect anything under $499. Or if there's 2 SKUs, maybe $450. But what do you think?
Yeah, so there's 3 big questions out there, right? Number 1 is price. Number 2 is content. Number 3 is services. They really have to come out and talk about all 3 of those factors when it comes to Scorpio and what that thing is. The Xbox conference, for me, has the most questions. It has the most opportunity, and it has the most risk, right? So, I've been out there talking about a 600K potential number, and that potentially in the US, and potentially that could lift Xbox over PS4. But that's caveated on all 3 of those factors being knocked out of the park, right? So a $399 price gives me confidence. A $499 price gives me not quite concern, but it adds some risk to that, to what they're trying to do. Anything over $499, I think, is a really dangerous idea, or carries a lot of risk. So,
But I would consider that highly unlikely, though, right? That
It won't be.
Yeah, I mean,
I can hear the memes already. $599 US. Like, no.
exactly.
No,
Exactly. But $499, that's getting to a range that's like, okay, $499, you're appealing to a very specific core, super core niche, even more than the PS4 Pro did. So then you're talking about your addressable audience when you're already kind of trying to make up a bunch of ground. So I'm fascinated. That's the one conference that I can't wait to see.
Yeah, if they launch at $499 again, I mean, I think it's gonna be like the Xbox One, the original launch when it was $500. Like, it wasn't really just like the easiest console pickup. It's like, oh yeah, by the way, I gotta spend $500 to get the Kinect. Like, I don't remember anyone buying an Xbox One when it came out. I just remember there was a lot of negative hype around it.
So I feel like Scorpio. Another issue that Scorpio raises for Xbox is, well, it's not even a Scorpio issue. It's more of a it's just an Xbox issue in general. Is the fact that like JT said, I mean, what doesn't Sony have the marketing rights for? It seems like Sony had, I mean, so the number I have, and Matt, tell me if I'm wrong, but I had heard through somebody that Sony this year, or not this year, but recently, has spent $120 million in marketing rights. That's a lot of fucking money, especially for a company that's supposedly going broke, as some people would like to have you believe. So what exactly does Xbox have on its stage? Now, I know that they probably got like Splinter Cell,
Assassin's Creed,
Shadow of War, Cyberpunk 2077, and Project Good.
Dude, I don't think that's going to be there, man. Cyberpunk?
maybe
It lines
Microsoft.
up timing-wise. If you look at CD Projekt Red's release schedule based off of when they announced games, it lines up. We know that they were working full force on it as they were wrapping up Blood and Wine, and that was well over a year ago.
I'm not sure that one's ready, man.
They're still like hiring people for that.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, they definitely are.
Maybe midway through, but
I think it's
too early,
I think it's too early to show their hand on that. And honestly, like I tweeted out today, and people were like, "No, you're crazy," but I'm not sure Crackdown 3 is a 2017 game.
You know, I'm sure they're going to show Forza 7 once they announce the Scorpio at the beginning. I'm sure that's the first game they're going to show with the Scorpio hardware.
That would be a smart move because we know Forza is coming this year, right? Like there's going to be a
definitely.
Game. But I'm serious. I'm not sure Crackdown 3 is a 2017 game.
It probably isn't.
And I'll tell you why. Like we all assume that Crackdown 3 is going to be one of those marquee titles that launches alongside the Scorpio, right? Like that's what everybody's assumed. Even I assumed it for a while. But I sat down. Here's the thing, dude. Like I sat down and I thought about it today, and look at and what spurred this line of thought for me was Shadow of War getting delayed to October 10th, which I think is probably the release date of the Scorpio, or right around there. That was
probably right before.
That was the writing on the wall for me. You know what I mean, man? But with Crackdown 3, if Crackdown 3 releases this fall, and I thought about Shadow of War, and I was like, I don't like that release date for that game. I don't. Because it's sandwiched right between Call of Duty boots on the ground and Destiny 2, and then you got Battlefront following immediately after that.
Mm-hmm.
I think Crackdown 3 gets fucking murdered if it releases this fall. I think it's fucking annihilated.
It would be another Sunset Overdrive situation.
Exactly. We're seeing, and it's not exactly what I would call a Halo or a Gears.
No, definitely not.
And traditionally, unless you're a Halo exclusive titles, or unless you're Halo or Forza, exclusive titles don't do well. And look what happened to Rise of the Tomb Raider. And that released next to Fallout 4, and it got fucking annihilated. It got fucking murdered. Dishonored 2, Titanfall 2, Rise of the Tomb Raider. These games get fucking crushed if they launch anywhere near that launch window. And I think Crackdown 3 becomes another casualty if that happens. I want to see what you guys think.
So maybe Crackdown 3, it's like a spring 2018 game.
Here's the only statement I'm going to make. It depends on when Assassin's Creed releases. Mm-hmm. If Assassin's Creed Origins, which they have the marketing for, is coming out in October, then I agree. Crackdown gets pushed. If it doesn't, they might still try to fit it in there, like in the second week of October.
E of the Dead in chat says Project Milo returns. Scorpio makes him a real boy.
Finally.
Wow. Oh, man.
This true vision can be realized.
That is so this is the power of Scorpio. But Midi in chat says Crackdown 3 spring 2018 with the next Halo beta.
See, that's why the first game sold so much, is because it came with the Halo beta. Like that's why it was such a huge hit. But I can totally see a January, late January, early February, like Dying Light. Like it did really well on that slot.
Mm-hmm.
And the Crackdown fanboy in me does not want it to hit then. I want it as soon as possible because I've been waiting for this game forever, and anything that they've shown, I mean, the little that they've shown has just looked amazing. So I want it as soon as possible. But yeah, I think 2017's kind of far-fetched.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I think we got to see if Thieves release date at their conference too.
I think you're probably right. And I think that's a 2018 release date too.
Yeah, the alpha's been in pretty good shape, so I don't think it'll be too far off. And they're doing 2 alphas this weekend, which is pretty weird.
The alpha has made huge progress over the last couple.
No,
of months.
it definitely has.
It has made huge progress.
So Jesse in chat says he agrees that Sea of Thieves probably needs a 2018 release date unless Microsoft posts a surprise summer launch. I don't think that's happening, man. It'd be nice.
As much as I would love it to, it won't.
Yeah, I have heard from people who have played the beta, like they're all under NDA, but from what I have heard, the game it's fun, but it definitely needs some more time in the oven. And
It's definitely a game you need to play with friends. I'll say that. That's all I'll say.
And somebody mentioned, I think it was Enrique in chat. He asked if anybody thinks that that Xbox is going to show off a new IP.
Yes.
Sam, I don't know. Yes, I was going to say yes.
They will.
I've heard it's an adventure game.
I've heard there is an adventure game. I don't know what witchcraft they've pulled, frankly, looking at their studios, but they will. They absolutely. There will be at least. I mean, there's going to be multiple new games announced, obviously, through various partnerships or Rare, because Rare is a huge studio, or their partnership with Sega. But they will pull at least one new exclusive IP, for sure.
I have heard that this IP is. And Sam, you tell me, you've got people that you talk to, so you tell me if I'm wrong. From what I've heard, this adventure game will probably close the show.
Most likely.
And was conceived as kind of Microsoft's answer to Horizon Zero Dawn.
Pretty much. They looked what I need to emphasize, what incredibly little I've heard is that they have looked very strongly at that about how to counter it.
Yes. So I have heard
reboot.
What's that? It could be, dude. What if it is the Fable reboot?
No, that will probably happen, but that's something else.
Yeah,
that's not the big IP.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have heard that this adventure game is a new IP and not.
Yeah, that's new. Fable 4 or Fable reboot will happen. I think we're probably gonna get a CGI teaser. As much as Phil doesn't like announcing games far out, they're gonna bite the bullet. That's probably what Studio Gobo is working on, especially since they've gone on a hiring spree.
Hardware.
What was that, Flunky?
Oh, they're gonna need some promises with that new hardware.
So, bottom line, I guess
take the Sony way. Give people something to look forward to. I think Microsoft needs to do more of that.
You know what? Like, a lot of people give Sony shit for showing all their entire hand and saying, hey, here games are coming in 3 years, but that gets people hyped. Like, it gets people talking about the brand. And, people can scoff and laugh at it, and I certainly understand why. I get tired of the hype machine, but at the same time, I mean, if you got it, flaunt it. It works.
I think, too, is like it can be positive or negative hype, as we saw with the Final Fantasy VII Remake and the Kingdom Hearts 3 news this past week.
You mean the Final Fantasy VII Remake that just entered active development?
Yeah. I mean, like, that got announced like 2 years ago now, but I mean, it's in the news.
I could not believe that.
It's a negative. I mean, it's basically negative hype, but people are talking about it, and you want people to talk about the game more than just not talk about anything.
I know Brandon's over here like, you guys take as long as you need. I can't have you fuck this up.
Yeah, basically.
Brandon cannot have this game fucked up.
I waited like over 10 years.
I know you've waited like more than almost half your life for this. Like,
because like the remake started being like a thing that was talked about in like
forever
I don't know, 2004, 2005, and then obviously they showed that E3 PS3 tech demo. So like ever since then.
So I guess we'll close the Xbox talk with this. I think that, and you guys tell me if you disagree or not. I think that out of the big three, Sony, Microsoft, and E3, I think Microsoft has the most writing on this E3. I think they can either knock it out of the park, or it can be launching new hardware.
It's theirs to make or break. Yeah, that's what I would say.
I would say I think they've got more to gain and more to lose than the other two.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, Phil Spencer tweeted today that it's gonna be very interesting E3. So yeah, I think it's definitely theirs to take if they want to take it.
What about and then we got Bethesda next, right? Bethesda.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We're gonna get Oblivion remaster.
I'm really looking forward to the Oblivion or the Elder Scrolls Fallout crossover. That's gonna be really good. But I know
praise Todd.
Praise Todd. Todd be praised. Everybody bless up.
Bless up.
I know that.
Bless up, Todd Howard.
I know that Brandon is very interested in Bethesda's conference. Why could that be, Brandon? Why are you so interested in Bethesda's
For two reasons. neither of them have to do with specifically Bethesda. Tango GameWorks and Machine Games should both be having new reveals.
Delicious.
That is going to be
Both of their games came out in 2014. So Evil Within and Wolfenstein. So
Is this
should be the year.
so? Okay. So we'll just say like Wolfenstein, which I think we can all agree is probably subtitled the new
They
Colossus.
already teased Wolfenstein last year. They
Yeah,
they
but
revealed the name of Wolfenstein: The New Colossus.
The new Colossus, and then the Evil Within 2. Can we all agree that this is probably the worst kept E3 secret this year?
It's
Yeah,
up there.
No,
Sure.
Forza 7. Forza 7 is the worst kept secret.
I mean, Forza 7 is basically like a given. It's like Horizon's 1 year, then Motorsports next year. I mean, like,
Yeah.
So
So
I'm not convinced that Tango's game will be the Evil Within 2. It could be a new IP, but
I think it's Evil Within.
Evil Within
job
2
listing
seems
leaked.
pretty likely.
It is 100% the Evil Within 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm all
There-
about it because I love the Evil Within. So
Yeah,
that's all.
but
Good.
what is
I-
the Evil Within definitive edition? It's just the first one we made.
I'm surprised we haven't gotten like a Game of the Year edition with all the DLC, or have we? I don't know if we haven't. I don't
No,
think we
I
have.
don't think they did.
I don't think
but,
they
just-
have.
I just want more Elder Scrolls Online content.
Is
so
that actually good?
Yeah.
I'm actually
I've been
downloading
addicted
it
to
right
it.
now.
I was just
I'm
wondering.
downloading my first MMO right now. I'm downloading the Elder Scrolls Online as we speak. It's downloading on my
I'm
PS4
surprised that's your
right
first
now.
one.
That's why I haven't been around lately. I've just been playing that.
I'm not
those
an
are the
MMO.
reasons.
I'm doing it for Flunky. I'm doing it because I want to play. I want to play with my boys, and I love the Elder Scrolls. So Wolfenstein. I am more excited about Wolfenstein: The New Colossus than I am almost any other game at E3. And I think obviously, and I mentioned this in DMs. Obviously, the subtitle being The New Colossus tells me that we will be traveling to America for this one because, of course, that is a clear reference to the Statue of Liberty. For anybody who doesn't know what the New Colossus is. And I would assume that the game is going to be set in the 1950s. When was the first one?
Yeah, post World War II, I would assume.
And
Could be 60s.
BJ Blazkowicz was in Tacoma, for like 13, 14 years?
So what did the newer? Let me look up when the
He
newer.
recovered remarkably for a man whose muscles had been in atrophy for 14 years. I remember that. I was like, wow. I was like, this is pretty impressive shit. Like, I would have stood up. He was pretty jacked up for a dude who has not moved at all for 14 years. That was pretty impressive. But I'd be willing to bet the game is set in the early 1960s, or early to mid 1960s, and it's going to be set in the United States, which honestly makes me think of the show The Man in the High Castle, which I think is pretty interesting. I love The Man in the High Castle. It's a great show.
Read the book.
But what's that?
Read the book.
I have read the book. The grasshopper does in fact lie heavy. But Wolfenstein, I think, is probably my favorite first-person shooter this generation.
It is mine.
By a mile.
At least tied with Doom. I like them both
But
for different reasons.
Doom is great. I like Wolfenstein more simply because I love BJ as a character.
Me too. Like I fell in love with the story characters and all the writing and stuff in Wolfenstein. So.
But and Jesse's right. Yeah, he was in Murder in Shape the second he needed to be.
And I did really enjoy the gameplay of Wolfenstein as well.
Not
Like it
just
wasn't
the
as tight
gameplay,
as
though.
Doom. But.
Not just the gameplay though, dude, but the character that they infused into that story. Like, and I get that it's totally ridiculous. Like 1 minute, BJ's waxing philosophical in those monologues. Talking
It's
about I can't reach you today, death, and then he pulls out double fucking shotguns and runs into a Nazi bunker. So I get that it's ridiculous, but it was just so fucking good.
It
so
was
good.
the best possible way they could have revived a franchise like that.
And the
it
fact-
was a badass game.
The fact that it only has a 79 on Metacritic is that's one of the ones I just don't
Yeah,
get.
I don't.
Yeah,
That's all you. That's
I don't
all you
get
need to know
that.
about Metacritic, right there.
I mean the reviews in general. I don't agree. I didn't agree with many of them.
It's like when Dying Light. Like Dying Light has a 71 meta, and I'm like, are we playing the same game?
Dying Light's a little underrated as well.
But I
The
think
New Order was actually the first game I bought for my Xbox One, and it was definitely a great first game to get.
fantastic. And this one will not be held back.
It's like a nice meaty campaign. Like it takes like 12 hours
it's
to
really
do.
badass. The little
It's not
hub
short.
world too was really cool.
Well, and the nice thing about the new Colossus is that it will not be held back by 7th gen technology. So
That's
it'll
true.
look
Yeah, it'll be
it'll look and play
Tech
more like
6,
Doom. Yeah, it'll look and play more like Doom than it will Wolfenstein.
Same thing with
something-
Evil Within. Different games, but
Yeah, but see, so we'll talk. So let's talk about the Evil Within, right? Like that game ran like shit.
Yeah.
On PS4 it did. Yeah, I played it on PS4 and PC.
I love the Evil Within. Matt, did you ever play the Evil Within?
So I tried playing the Evil Within for about 2 hours, and I couldn't quite get a hang of it. But love the concept. The survival horror genre has been doing surprisingly well. So I mean, having that game come out would be pretty great.
I mean, yeah, the game was like had a record breaking opening, didn't it?
Yeah, it was until Matt, what were you're the MPD guy.
So no, that game did very well, and then you follow that up with Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. You follow that up with some of the other smaller games that have come out. Survival horror is a great genre now.
Yeah.
It really is, yeah. My only regret is PT not becoming what it should have been, because holy shit, PT.
I mean, especially with I had Norman Reedus in it, like.
I'm more talking about the fact that
it would have been big. It would have been
coronary. Like, yeah, the PT was something else. But so the Evil Within, yeah, I mean, it's I love the Evil Within because it's kind of I love Shinji Mikami games. Like even Shadows of the Damned, I understand was a janky game, and a lot of people had their issues with it, but I thought it was a lot of fun.
That wasn't mostly
his best game. Don't at me, guys.
I love Shadows of the Damned.
Creative producer on that. He wasn't the director, but he still had a lot to do with it.
Still an excellent game, though.
You could still feel his influence in it, though. So I'm automatically biased to love Shinji Mikami games.
Mm-hmm.
And not Resident Evil, but the Evil Within felt like that perfect mashup of Resident Evil 4 combat with a kind of a more Silent Hill setting, more of an eerie psychological horror vibe. And I'm really excited to see what the sequel is, or where the sequel goes.
I just hope the reactions are improved. You see some crazy 6-armed monstrous chick, chasing you through a river of blood, and then it's like something's very wrong around here.
Yeah.
No. There was a lot that was wrong with it. Like
Sebastian Castellanos was a terrible character. I mean, let's
not a great protagonist in any way.
Let's like he sees things that would have driven any one of us over the precipice of madness, and literally, and I'm quoting him, "What the fuck?" And I'm like,
there's super bad dialogue in that game that is not charming in a Resident Evil sort of way. Like it's just
like
bad.
He's watching people rise from the ground wrapped in barbed wire with glowing eyes, and he says, without even dude, he doesn't sound like this pulse gets above 60 the entire game, and he's like, we must be collectively losing our minds. And I'm like, yeah, you fucking think so, dude? Like,
maybe before the game he had already seen some shit, so like everything he sees in the game is just kind of like, been here, done that.
Just another day on the job.
Yeah, it's just walking the office for me. Like, yeah, who knows? Maybe he's been to war and he's 3 times divorced. Maybe he's seen some shit.
See, that's stuff
I just want to point out. I got a Steam notification that says Flunky is now playing Rocket League.
must have been
right here. I'm screen capping that shit.
I'm watching the NBA Finals right now.
Busted, JT. Busted. You thought I wasn't going to catch you, but I did. Rocket League playing, motherfucker.
look at Brandon's Blizzard.net or whatever they're calling it.
Oh no, I can already tell.
Please do. I don't have any.
No, Brandon's here. He's with us. He's engaged.
In the moment.
Brandon is living in this moment.
I am actually watching Twitch TV.
I'm sure you are. Yeah. So what else are we expecting from Bethesda?
Project Starfield could happen, maybe.
What's that?
Isn't it supposed to be like an open world kind of?
It's rumored to be the new game that Bethesda Game Studios, directly under our Lord and Savior Todd Howard, bless him, is working on instead of Elder Scrolls or Fallout. That they're introducing a new one into the rotation, and that it's supposedly their take on Mass Effect.
Yeah, fuck that. I just want the Elder Scrolls.
I just want Elder Scrolls at this point.
Yep.
I don't know. You've kind of piqued my interest there. That's
the rumor. That I need to place supreme emphasis on rumor, but that is definitely a name that they've renewed multiple times and little bits here and there. So we'll see.
Either Dead in Chat asks Rage 2. I would love Rage 2. I don't think you're going to get it. Because I don't think
Doom just came out a year ago. It's too early to be talking mid games.
But Rage 2 was one of the most underrated games of last gen by far.
Wait, did you just say Rage was one of the most underrated games?
Yeah, I said Rage. Yeah.
No, we're
yeah,
not going to get into this. Don't
Rage
make me do this right now.
Dude, Rage is fucking awesome, and I'm not going to hear any talk
It's
that
not.
says that.
Awesome.
Dude. Oh, dude, are you fucking nuts?
No,
What's wrong with
it's
you?
not even a good game. Let's not get into this.
Dude. Okay, no, we're doing this after the podcast, but all right.
I have a lot of
I think Bethesda kind of has like a kind of like slow year for them. It's just like we got new Evil Within, we got new Wolfenstein. I don't think we really hear too much from them.
Elder Scrolls on Switch. There is that.
Yeah, that's another. Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't heard much about that.
I imagine we'll probably get a release date for this fall for that, and they're not going to give a shit about because it's that's one of those games that like people are going to buy it. I don't care what it releases near because it's Elder Scrolls and it's on Switch. So
Skyrim Special Edition was the 12th highest grossing game last year, if I remember correctly. And Matt, you're free to correct me on that.
And also like the laziest remaster of all time.
Yeah, I don't know offhand, but it did exceptionally well. I mean, Bethesda is great, right? So Bethesda is the one company out there still making these kind of games, right? You have the same guys making Evil Within with its craziness. You got Doom Guy and that craziness, and you got BJ Blazkowicz. Like, this company is fantastic, and they make like the Fallout and the big open world games where everything's kind of broken in this beautiful way that makes them so endearing.
It just works.
Yeah,
God bless. We always.
And Bethesda's like the one show at E3 where I think we might actually get a big surprise, which is like really it's a dying trade at E3 now because everyone wants to get ahead of E3, so everyone's putting all their announcements early. And here's Bethesda, man, like that comes out with any game they put out ends up on the top charts, especially one of their open world games is top 3 game of the year, and they're just like silent, and then all of a sudden, boom! Here's this massive announcement.
Didn't Skyrim Remaster sell like redonkulous copies?
Yeah, no, it sold it sold insanely well for being a remaster of a game from 2011.
You know, like Bethesda's conferences, they've done 2 now, right? I think
yes.
Yeah, because
they're like surprisingly good. Like, I think out of everything, like their conferences are what I enjoy. Maybe it's just because I like their games the most out of like consistently out of everything. But
well, I mean, maybe Prey is my game of the year so far.
Well, and keep in mind that like they launched the Bethesda game launcher kind of quietly a year or so ago, right?
Oh, and really? I didn't even know there was such a thing.
Yeah, sure. I didn't know either.
There's a PC launcher called the Bethesda game launcher. Right now, it's just Fallout Shelter and some creation mod tool stuff, but that's sitting out there. So what are they going to do with that? And that's what I'm interested in. Is everyone's kind of jumping on this, like on their own distribution platforms, and what do they do with that? Like these are the kind of surprises that other companies won't have that Bethesda will.
Maybe Bethesda brings back Fallout Online, but it's Bethesda launcher only.
I mean, Destiny 2 is going to use the Blizzard.net.
The Blizzard app.
That sounds terrible.
It's awful. I don't. Whoever came up with that.
So I want to address something that somebody and a few people in chat have raised, like asking questions about the possibility of Dishonored 2 DLC. I hate to break it to you guys, but Dishonored is dead.
Yeah,
that's never coming back. Matt, correct me if I'm wrong, but Dishonored 2 massively underwhelmed sales wise.
What? I can't hear you.
It's fine. Correct me if I'm wrong, Matt. But a few people in chat were asking about Dishonored 2 DLC, and didn't Dishonored 2 massively underwhelm at the register?
You know, my earpiece it's not working on this question. I don't know. I can't hear a thing. I don't know what's going on.
Well, we'll just go ahead and assume that the rumors are true, and Dishonored 2 did not sell well. I don't think that's.
Which is a travesty.
It really is, because Dishonored 2 is fucking fantastic.
Arcane
that's
are
his fault for releasing it in the fall. With all the other games.
This is what I mean. The same fucking thing happened to Titanfall 2. Like I said earlier, this is what happens and the same thing is going to happen to Crackdown 3 if it releases this fall.
Titanfall 2 is in stores now, guys. Please buy it.
Please go buy it. It's fucking awesome.
You know what's crazy?
Yeah, I still play the multiplayer every week.
I play it often. Yep.
Titanfall 2 was one of the top 20 grossing games last year. That's what astounds me about that.
Which is and now nobody fucking plays it. Nobody plays it. Which is just a travesty. But Do we have any other predictions for Bethesda? Any other hopes or dreams?
I got one.
Let's hear it.
Go ahead. I was gonna say the Woo Girl. Remember the Woo Girl last
Oh, I
year?
remember the
Oh, Woo Girl, yeah.
Who could forget?
Does Woo Girl come back? That's what I really want to know.
Her and Shirt Man.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I could. You know what? I could see. Yeah, make it an annual
Man
thing.
too. Put them all on there. What else you got? Let's do it.
I think you should bring Woo Girl on stage. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you bring Woo Girl on stage? You know, make it happen. Let's make this shit happen.
Let's make it crazy.
I forgot all about Woo Girl till just now.
How could
You
you
know,
guys-
probably bring in more
Yeah,
hype than
Woo
Wolfenstein would.
Yeah, when they reveal Wolfenstein, I'll be willing. Don't you?
I am. No. We're all gonna be Woo Girl.
Yeah,
when we see Wolfenstein. I'm gonna. That's all I'm gonna be looking for now. By the way, thanks a lot for that.
Yeah, I think Bethesda announces another remaster game this year,
New Vegas, please.
No, it'll be Fallout 3.
Please.
or maybe Oblivion. Please.
I'd be fine with that, but
Just
New
remake
Vegas.
Morrowind. Just remake Morrowind.
But they already brought back Morrowind with Elder Scrolls Online.
Yeah, they wouldn't do it.
That's true.
It's pay to play.
So what's next? What do we got next? We got Sony's next, right?
Oh,
Well,
Sony.
Ubisoft technically.
Oh yeah, Ubisoft, the
Do
best
we want to talk
one.
about? I mean, do we want to talk about Ubisoft?
There's that
new
Mario and the Rabbids
logo.
game.
No, dude. Mario and Rabbids is going to be Nintendo.
Yeah,
There's
that'll be
no fucking
Nintendo
way.
Direct.
There's no fucking way a Mario product.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be
crossover.
yeah. That's 100% gonna
What-
be. Right.
I'm just really curious. This is the only thing I'll say about Ubisoft. I'm really curious if the Assassin's Creed Origins leaks are all true
Well,
about it being. Well, go ahead, John.
I was going to say even more than that, Sam. I'm curious to see what kind of stage presence AC Origins is going to have by Xbox because you know it's going to be a Microsoft stage.
My guess would be a trailer announcement and whatever marketing exclusive DLC, blah blah blah, and then gameplay at Ubisoft's.
And
That's
by the
how I
way,
balance it.
you know, next year we're going to be talking about the Vivendi conference, not the Ubisoft conference.
Oh God.
I had to. I'm sorry.
It's true.
Boom.
It's it's true
Yeah.
though. I mean, shit. It's not cool, but it's true.
I hope,
but
I
yeah,
hope
but
you go on. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, I really hope the rumors are true that it's actually about the origin of the Brotherhood. That's supposedly an Israelite protagonist that's tied into freeing the slaves under Egypt. That sounds really cool to me.
Well, I think actually, apparently, the guy's name is like Ba Yek or something like that, which sounds very Egyptian to me. So I think it's an Egyptian protagonist, honestly. I mean, because it's set in 1394 BC, which if he was going to be if he was going to be freeing the slaves, I don't know how that syncs up with the Bible, with the story in the Bible. But I think that's probably too early. I don't know. Somebody can correct me on that. But that's an awfully, yeah, I'm not sure about all that. But one thing I can say is they could not have given that game a more boring fucking name than Assassin's Creed Origins. Like,
Yeah, really.
that is the most generic fucking thing.
Yeah.
And like Empire was better.
Much better.
Like what if it's like they had a meeting and they were like, all right, we need the most generic name we could possibly think of for our video game. And they had a list of shit like Origins and Beginnings and
They already used Revelations.
They already used Revelations, yeah.
Whenever they pick their new logo, they're like the same mindset.
Oh dude, that logo was
Like-
shit.
They should have called it something ridiculous,
their
like
logo
Prince
sucks.
of the Assassin's Creed.
Or Prince of Assassin's Creed, Prince of Egypt. I mean, obviously Assassin's Creed will be there. I don't think
Just Dance 2018.
What's that?
Just Dance 2018.
Oh hell yeah, dude.
The Crew 2.
The Crew 2. That'll be there.
That is happening.
South Park will probably be shown for like a minute.
Is
Just
anybody
remind
living
everyone that it exists.
Is anybody living that Steep 2 life?
Yes.
I don't think we see a Steep 2 this year.
You don't think so?
No, they
Not
did
this year,
release
but
a new sport for Steep, I think.
I can already tell JT is a boner for me just mentioning it.
yeah, I mean,
What about For Honor DLC?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
expansion.
I don't know if enough people are playing For Honor, to be honest with you, man.
They've
The
got the
player-
install base though. They could lure people back in. That's the thing, right? Like, if For Honor is the second highest game selling this year, I
Yeah, but
believe.
it's also very similar to the Division in the sense that it lost a metric shit ton of players.
It did. It did. I'm
It's
just saying.
also the
I can see
game
them
most
trying to
likely
pull
to
it
put
back.
you to sleep.
I mean, it's a good game, dude. I played it for a while. I mean, it's a good game.
Put me
It's
to
a good
sleep.
game, Brent. But I think it's more like what I would really love to see, and I know I'm not going to get it, is a Prince of Persia revival.
Yeah, that's not going to happen to Assassin's Creed in Egypt.
Yep.
Considering
that's
that Assassin's Creed literally started as a Prince of Persia game and then swapped halfway through development, that'll never happen.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that's what I'd heard too. That it was originally a reboot, a hard reboot of Prince of Persia.
Prince of Persia.
Well, plus, how do you even make a Prince of Persia a service game, which is what they were saying they're really going after now?
Oh, why would you do that? It doesn't make any sense.
Prince of Persia MMO.
Everybody's just jumping around.
Wasn't the last Prince of Persia game like a movie tie-in, anyways?
Prince of Persia MMO.
It's just a world of people bouncing off walls. You got people running past each other.
That's hilarious.
Is it too early for Watch Dogs 3?
No.
Or what about Watch Dogs 2 DLC?
I don't think it's too early for Watch Dogs 3.
It's not too early for Watch Dogs 6.
I don't know. I never played Watch Dogs 2. Do you guys?
Neither did I.
Yeah, Watch Dogs 2 is I didn't beat the whole thing, but it was fun. I thought the city was really well made in that game.
Oh, Splinter Cell.
Oh yeah, Splinter Cell. I can see Splinter Cell coming back this year.
But even though I think that's probably going to have a presence on Xbox's stage,
it'll debut on Xbox and then it'll be expanded at Ubisoft, just like Assassin's Creed.
A safe bet. Yeah, I think it's a really, really safe bet. And then of course, Beyond Good and Evil 2, which I think
is not going to be at E3.
Not going to be there, right?
Not going to be there.
That's a
It'll
shame.
It'll be at the Nintendo Treehouse Direct.
I don't think it's going to be E3 at all.
I know. I was
not.
joking.
Yeah, no, it's not going to be.
I thought you were being serious, man. I was like, dude, I fucking love that. But I mean,
no. God, no. Rest in peace, Beyond Good and Evil. If you're still.
And of course, like when Vivendi takes over, they'll just fucking cancel it anyway. So I don't think we're ever going to play that game. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
And Jesse in chat says, everybody bless up. So bless up, everybody. Todd bless.
God bless.
So now we got Sony, right? We're moving into Sony, and then I think Nintendo.
We're skipping past Mr. Caffeine coming back to the Ubisoft show.
Is that what's happening?
Is that what's going on?
I forgot of Mr. Caffeine.
Although, hold on,
I'm about to link something in chat for you.
Is it going to be Mr. Caffeine or is it going to be Mr. Covfefe?
Oh man, with Aisha Tyler going away, that bums me out. Like, how are you going to fix that?
It's going to be Mr. Covfefe. That's all I'm going to think of.
Perfect. Now. And let's get the laser tag kids back out there. Oh, come on, let's get it. Let's do it.
Everybody look in our private chat and see what JT just put there. I can get behind that. You see what I did there?
Look what I just posted in our YouTube chat.
JT, do you see what I did there?
I see and I support.
Gotcha. All right. I'm not going to say it out loud. So Sony. Let's talk Sony. I feel like a terrible person. So all the games are going to be at Sony apparently because they spent $120 million fucking dollars to get their marketing rights for goddamn near everything.
Yeah.
But everybody check out that link that Brandon put in chat, by the way, for Mr. Caffeine.
I watched that Ubisoft 2011 conference live. I'll never forget Mr. Caffeine. It was fucking hilarious. He was our dumpster fire.
Is it up there with the Wii Music drummer?
Yep. It's not as bad as
that.
No, not anywhere nearly as bad as that, but it's pretty bad.
So Sony, I think you can probably expect to see God of War. Obviously, I think
God of War will be the showpiece.
I think we'll see Ridge Racer.
Ridge. I mean,
hear me out. Ridge Racer for $599 US with giant enemy crabs.
But you have to flip. But you have to flip the crab over for massive damage. You have to flip it over.
Yes,
I'm in.
What game even was that? I forget what it was now.
When you're flipping the giant enemy crab.
Yeah.
I
think that's just a tech demo.
Dawn of the Samurai or something like that.
Some weird shit like that.
Okay, that sounds right.
But I think obviously I don't know if God of War's. I don't know. Depending on what God of War releases, I can see that being the showcase.
We're definitely gonna get like a fucking long trailer, like
you're gonna long demo for it, yeah.
For it, yeah.
What about?
Let me rephrase this. With my love of Nordic mythology, I hope it's the showcase. How about that?
I'm sure you're gonna get plenty of fucking gameplay of God of War, dude.
Yeah.
Considering that it'll probably launch in March of next year, I think that's a foregone conclusion. I think you're gonna see Days Gone, which I think is gonna be Sony's. I think it's gonna release in December. Personally, I think it's when you're gonna see Days Gone. Spider-Man will be there. You know Spider-Man's gonna be there because the fucking movie's coming out the next month. So that'll be a game that you see. Destiny 2 will figure heavily. You know we're gonna get some fucking exclusive
Shaders.
shit. I can't stand when they do that shit. Yeah.
I bet for Destiny 2 we'll have like a Sea of Thieves video from last year where it's just like 4 people playing the game together. But it's just
God, with that terrible fucking team speak.
Yeah, like that's how they showed the online or the co-op for Destiny 2.
If I'm playing Destiny with anybody and they try to talk to me like that, I'm gonna tell them to get the fuck out. I'm sorry. Like
That's how they like first showed off Ghost Recon Wildlands.
Wow, guys, we need to work together to
We need to
kill
work together,
this
guys.
boss.
Okay, people are playing Destiny and they're like, okay, I'm moving around the card towards the objective. Watch, you got bogeys on your 6. I'm like, nobody fucking talks like that when you're playing video games. I'm sorry.
I used to play in a Call of Duty clan, and someone did talk like that.
I have played the
They were
Division
miserable.
with Brandon, and it was just an hour of him running off on his own to the dark zone going rogue.
That was way too much fun.
That was a lot of fun.
That
Hey,
was-
Torpedo's here.
100,000
Hey,
million times more fun than the actual real.
What's going on, Mr. Vegas?
Mr. Vegas got here just in time for the Sony discussion. A bunch of Sony pony talk going on.
Oh, it's what I do.
So,
Oh, whoa, Matt's here.
yeah, look at that, dude.
The Matt with
Hey.
The NPD Matt is here. He's our new Z Huge.
John,
sweet.
the best part of that Division session we had was that the people that we trapped in the corner there was actually somebody that I knew on Twitter.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that. Well, no, like,
Just
like
purely random luck.
we were all playing together, and we killed some dude, and we all circled him and started doing jumping jacks in unison around his body. Dude, it was fucking fantastic.
His PSN name isn't the same as his Twitter name though, so I didn't recognize him. But my name is the same, so he knew who I was.
That was fucking fantastic.
And
That was a
after the
good time.
game, he was like, "What the fuck? You chased me down into this corner."
So,
Like, that was
Sam,
no one-
so for Sony's I'm glad I saw this in chat. Sam, I just saw you post, I would love Bloodborne 2 to be a thing. I
Yes.
would too, but I have heard, contrary to rumors, that From Software's game at Sony's conference in E3 is not Bloodborne 2, it is a new IP called Phantom Whale.
Yeah, that's
I-
right.
I've heard that as well, and it makes me cry. I'm
It-
sorry,
it-
I just
it
love
is-
Bloodborne too much.
It is a Souls type game with like
Yeah.
set in like but with focus on like melee like fist combat, like hand to hand.
Supposedly, yeah, it's
Like
a Souls
Aztec.
game with dark
Yeah, it's like an
fantasy
Aztec
influence,
deal. Yeah,
Aztec theme. Yeah,
I wish
Which-
they would reboot Armored Core with like Souls gameplay. Like
I would love Armored Core or Chrome.
it's called the Surge. Which,
Yeah.
All right, I want a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want a good one.
But my dream has always been if they create or merge the Soul series with the Armored Core series and have a fully customizable, upgradable mech with gameplay combat similar to Souls, but just set in that futuristic setting with the crazy customization options.
Yeah.
so we
like,
praise the sun in our mechs.
It's not Souls-esque, but you should play Gundam Breaker 3.
Oh, I have that. It's fantastic.
Oh yeah, we talked about
ooh,
that.
maybe I should.
dude, come on, dude, you're talking to Torpedo Vegas. If it's called Gundam anything, he's gonna own it. If it's Gundam or Digimon, Torpedo's
No,
He doesn't have
or
his own
Dragon Ball or
build
Naruto.
fighters.
Yes.
If it's Weeb, I'm all on it.
And I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong for this attitude.
Show me your Gundam collection.
Ooh, are we busting out the Gundam collection now?
Oh, God.
That's what I thought.
It's probably
So-
too heavy for the leftover.
The rest of Sony's conference, I'd like to know what you guys think.
Inevitably, Death Stranding will have yet another trailer, which
Yeah,
will
again,
yet
we'll
again
see
make
until
absolutely
fucking
no
Makes
sense.
no
Funny.
fucking sense whatsoever.
yeah, it'll be
I-
completely
Emma
nonsensical.
Stone on it.
I hope they don't, but I'm feeling like there will probably be something related to The Last of Us 2. Just like another teaser.
Maybe
There
just a
will
little something.
absolutely. I think you're going to see gameplay for the first time. That's the place to do it.
No.
That's optimistic.
No.
I mean, I'm not saying it couldn't happen. I'm just saying that is optimistic, and if
Yeah.
it's the case, it'll be insanely linear and insanely scripted.
I
Because
have
there's
a
no way
question.
that game is anywhere.
Sure.
For people,
Okay.
Okay.
because there are new people on this show, and because everyone knows my take on whether Spider-Man will come out this year. hear everyone else's take. Do we think Spider-Man will come out this year?
You're botting a little bit, but I understood what you said. Will Spider-Man come out this year? I'll let somebody else start. Who wants to take that one? Fuck it, I guess I will. I don't think it's going to come out this year. I used to think so, but I mean, when? I mean, August is too early. You need time to. Jesse on Twitter very astutely said earlier today that you need time to market it, so it's not going to be August. September's a wash because that's Destiny. In October, I mean, you've got fucking the Scorpio probably launching. So, I mean, and then you're still saying you're sandwiching Spider-Man in between Destiny and Call of Duty and Battlefront 2 and Assassin's Creed and Assassin's Creed is gonna be hype as fuck. That's gonna sell because it's gonna be it's in a brand new setting. Egypt is a setting everybody's wanted for a long time.
Mm-hmm. It's Assassin's
I feel
Creed.
October.
Assassin's Creed. It's taken a year off, so there's a lot of hype behind it. I don't think Spider-Man. I don't think it's a wise move to release it this year. I don't know what the rest of you guys think, but
yeah, I think I said last week that I think it's gonna release next year, but like when the Blu-ray release of the movie comes out, there's probably like a demo code. I think I mentioned that last week.
You did.
Yeah, just built the hype a little bit.
Wouldn't it make way more sense for the movie to come out and then be like, oh yeah, there's also a badass game like.
Well, that's why I think October, because that's right around the time the movie will be releasing. Plus, Insomniac has a track record with Sunset Overdrive and Ratchet and Clank of showing it one year and then the next year being available.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it couldn't. I'm just saying that'll be a mistake if they do.
I think it is too. To be honest with you.
October would be the sweet spot because you are in between the months of Call of Duty.
But dude, Matt, look at what happened to Sunset Overdrive. I mean, that released in October and it got fucking crushed.
Sunset Overdrive was a completely new IP. It's not riding on the back of one of the most famous superheroes of all time.
Spider-Man
Sunset like bombed.
I want to answer,
but the Spider-Man IP carries a cachet.
It does, but to risk it against, Shadow of War, and then you've got South Park, and then there's a good chance Assassin's Creed and Crackdown 3 are in there, and then Scorpio launching at the end of the month. Like, that is a lot to bank one game against.
But also, I really want it.
I really want it too. Spider-Man is my favorite. Spider-Man is my favorite comic character. I want to answer a question in chat real quick. Jesse asks, Assassin's Creed is probably October, or are those November games as well? Assassin's Creed is traditionally November, if I'm not mistaken.
They alternate.
Syndicate was
they actually alternate.
Do they now?
October and November.
Okay, so it's both.
It could be either one.
I'll say if Spider-Man was a multi-platform game, I would say it comes out this year. But
it should have been a multi-platform game.
Yeah, but because it's only on a PlayStation console, it won't come out next year.
I hate that. Like, I don't own an Xbox. I own a PlayStation 4, and I hate the fact that it's a Sony exclusive. I hate it.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't like that. I don't like third-party exclusivity. I never will, and I will never support it. Suck it, fanboys. What else are we thinking is gonna happen at Sony's? I think you're probably going to see a price drop.
I think the Pro will get a price drop coinciding with the either a price drop or a really attractive bundle option.
There is that PS4 Gold that kind of leaked today.
Yeah. What's the deal with that? I haven't been able to catch up with that.
Gold.
Sorry, go ahead. Yeah, there's a DualShock 4 Gold controller that came out, and then Wario64 tweeted a picture of someone seeing the PS4 1 terabyte Gold console at a store.
Why?
I think it's like $250, or maybe it was $300.
You know what I think is going to get announced? Speaking of different kinds of models of PlayStations, is I think you're going to see a white Destiny themed PS4 Pro.
A Destiny bundle, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I think it's been a Destiny bundle for sure.
And I'll probably get it because I'm a sucker and I like to spend my money.
We'll definitely have a Japanese game montage like we did last year.
Absolutely.
And the
indie
remaster will be in it. Please buy that, people.
What kind of presents is Square Enix going to have, guys?
A terrible one.
They're going to come out and show a new Kingdom Hearts clip and a new.
That was going to be my next question. Was Kingdom Hearts?
And
no, they're not going to show a clip. They're going to show like a screenshot, like just a still image.
Game is currently in development. Please be excited.
Please
be excited for more developments in the future.
I'm excited.
And then there's obviously the elephant in the room of Shenmue 3.
That's not going to be there. I think.
I know it's not.
It's not going to be there. But
actually,
I think they might announce the Shenmue 1 and 2 HD clip.
I have heard that.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing.
Jesse,
what was the game they announced last year with all the zombies? I forget the name of it.
Days Gone.
Days Gone.
Days Gone.
Well, that'll be
we
there.
definitely see that.
Oh, totally.
I think that's got a 2017 release date in December.
Speaking of
Do you think it'll do okay in December?
Yeah, I do.
Mhm.
I do. I mean, honestly, dude, like if you figure the last, like you need as much space as possible between Days Gone and The Last of Us 2.
When
for sure.
does State of Decay come out? That's we forgot about that.
Oh shit, yeah.
See, here's the thing. That's what makes it interesting. That's rumored for December.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that'll be
so
interesting.
Battle of the
No,
Zombies,
no,
and then,
but
like
we-
if the Walking Dead season comes back on during that, like catch all the people like the Walking Dead fans. Like
Yeah, that's what
But
I'm.
that's when they released Dead Rising 4 last year as well, was in December.
Exactly.
We know it's not coming out before the Scorpio because it's being touted as a Scorpio-focused title.
Hmm. But they
Yeah,
have said
yeah.
it's coming out in 2017, and that we would get the release date at E3.
Mhm.
So
I mean, I'm just saying December is a sweet spot for games that can't hack it in the October-November period. It worked for Last Guardian.
So Jesse raises a good question in chat. Will Sony do bundles for both systems, like a white Slim and a Pro for Destiny 2? Now that I think about it, maybe we'll just get a Slim bundle.
they're gonna do the cheaper bundle for sure.
Yeah,
Like
that's
the
what
Pro
I'm-
will continue to be the enthusiast thing. I would be very surprised if there's a Pro bundle.
I can see that.
We might see like a price drop or something.
I can see that. Yeah.
But
You don't think the
Um,
Pro would get a holiday bundle?
I think we're gonna get a holiday bundle.
no,
but
like
I don't think it's
we're gonna get the one that sells like hotcakes is
Yeah.
the lowest common denominator. It's gonna be the
course.
Slim.
That's why for Xbox, you're gonna see all the hot bundles for Xbox are gonna be Xbox Slim bundles.
totally.
That's
Yeah.
what-
Well, that's also because the Scorpio is literally just coming out.
Although I would love to get Matt's take on what kind of systems he thinks are going to be bundled this holiday.
Oh yeah, I totally
I mean,
agree on
sure, if
the
you want.
the slim and the lower priced SKUs always do better in holiday. The higher price SKUs always do better to the core outside of that period. So I mean, your big push are going to be your holiday slim and 1S bundles, certainly.
Yeah, it's kind of so like so. Let me ask you this, Matt. Like, if there was one of these systems that was going to get a price drop at Sony's conference, be it the Pro or the Slim, which one do you think it would be, or do you think both might see a price drop?
I think if you're going to do one, you have to do both to maintain some kind of parity.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
How they bundle it is the interesting question. Do they think they have to incentivize Pro purchases more, or considering inventory levels out there are so lean, are they really happy with what they've been able to achieve so far in the Pro, and do they think that audience and that market they're targeting with the Pro knows what games they want and they don't need that extra incentive? So that's going to be the fun thing to watch. And the one game you haven't really mentioned yet, or I haven't heard it at least, is Call of Duty World War II, which is going to be
Yeah.
probably the biggest selling game of any we've talked about. And what do they do with that when they also have Battlefront 2, they also have Destiny 2, and all these other huge games?
And Red Dead Redemption 2.
How the fuck did they get all these marketing deals?
Nice joke.
Well, here's the question: is that every year they've had a Destiny bundle one year, a Star Wars bundle the next year, and a Call of Duty bundle the following years, and all of them have been like their main SKU because they really only do one bundle a year at a time, if
Right.
I'm not mistaken. So now that they have all three of these sequels coming out in the same year, which one do they prioritize for bundles?
Exactly. So that's
Yeah.
the big question for me, right? Is what is their strategy around that? What agreements do they have in place, and who gets that precedence? Because you're absolutely right. Sony is a one bundle at a time. They focus. They push the units on that one bundle. They really simplify the purchasing process for the consumer. While Microsoft offers a variety assortment, they try to meet the needs of any particular consumer that comes in. So the benefit there is they have a wider range of options, but it could be a little bit more confusing for folks. So it's really kind of fascinating watching these two companies go at the bundle approach with very different strategies. And so, yeah, a lot is riding on that bundle idea. Like, what game gets in that bundle? It's a pretty big deal for user base and for what a game can achieve in terms of engagement over the next few months.
So, no, go ahead.
I was just saying, so do you think one game gets chosen to be bundled with the Slim and the other gets chosen to be bundled with the Pro, or?
That's the really interesting question, right? If they do go to a pro route, do they pick a different game for that? Do they think that the pro target market needs it's like Call of Duty, right? Is a big mass market title. Does the pro appeal to a consumer group that would prefer a different or more niche title or a more like core gamer title? And so that's going to be really fun to see if they make those kind of decisions.
Maybe the pro would be Destiny 2 and the slim be Call of Duty.
That makes
Or
sense.
Star Wars.
Right?
That makes a lot of sense.
So there's two more things I want to mention real quick before we move on to Nintendo and close the night out. Is one, I think we absolutely see the Not a Hero DLC for Resident Evil 7 at Sony's conference. I think it's time. And I also think we're going to see episode Prompto for Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I think that's your sort of thing. And by the way, for anybody who loves Final Fantasy 15, Sam has seen it and Matt has seen it. Matt being Torpdeo, not Mat Piscatella. I have concept art of what the final boss for Final Fantasy 15 was originally going to look like, and both you guys can confirm that it's pretty incredible.
Pretty great idea.
I'm just going to say yeah.
You need to slide that into my DMs.
I was...
Can I throw out a random game that I think might have at least a little showing? Maybe not a whole segment focus to it, but it will appear in some fashion.
Please.
Sure.
I predict Ni no Kuni 2.
Oh, good call. I can absolutely see
That's
that.
gotten some time at a previous conference, right?
Yeah, it has.
It got shown off at PSX 2 years ago.
Yeah,
Now-
that's what it was.
Now, here's the question I have, right? With all these games that we know are out in the wild that they have announced, plus, the giant 4 marketing deals that they have, Red Dead, Call of Duty, Battlefront, and Destiny 2, where's the room to announce anything new?
Honestly, dude, I think, and this is what I was going to end it with, is I think out of Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo, I think Sony has the least to lose here. Because all they have to do, honestly, is just shit out Destiny 2 and Call of Duty and Battlefront 2, and it's done deal.
So
It's a
what I
done
was going
deal.
to say earlier is whenever we were talking about Microsoft and like they got a lot riding on this, it seems like there's been a lot of role reversal in the past years. Whereas with the 360, Microsoft, they threw all the money at advertising and stuff because they were ahead. They just focus on marketing because they already had that market share. And so it kind of seems like Sony's taking the Microsoft 360 strategy so far this, I guess, generation, quote unquote, because generations are becoming more gray as we get further into this one. But yeah, it just seems like Sony is adopting Microsoft, and Microsoft is kind of like they gotta. That's why I said they need to show off some future stuff because that's what Sony kind of has done in the past to get people back invested in the IP.
So
I'm just excited about Vita 2, y'all.
Oh, stop it.
That better not.
Vita 2 is going to be fucking lit.
Vita?
Vita is life.
I've got a poll question for you. So like last year, I think the actual words spoken by a live human being on the stage at E3 for the Sony conference was probably less than 150. How many words do you think are spoken by a live human being at the E3 press conference for Sony? I am guessing 25 words by a human, and then that's it.
I love that approach to the conference last year where they were just like, we're going to let our trailers and gameplay speak for us.
Hit after
A little bit of throat
hit.
singing here and there.
Yeah, no,
I do think you're wrong, though. I think we will see a new IP. I think it was someone that we follow. I don't know.
Yeah, you're going to see Phantom Whale. You're going to see Phantom Whale.
Or something.
And
I
Sucker
think
Punch.
we're going to see a fair
Sucker
amount of
Punch,
surprises, not just at Sony's.
Because that's what they do. They always have a surprise for. I mean, and I say surprise loosely because it's usually leaked beforehand, but it's always something surprising that we haven't seen before.
Deep down, baby.
And
it's going to be deep down.
Yeah, it's coming back. Hey, Last Guardian came back. I have hope.
Dude, Deep Down is so dead.
Sony announced that
Better
they bought
than
IO
Dreams.
Interactive.
Dreams is
I
dead,
know.
by the way. It's canceled. I guarantee.
Dreams isn't dead. Dreams is not dead.
If Dreams is not dead, it's going to be a VR-only title that we shuffled off to die.
There's one game that I have not heard mentioned yet. Correct me if I'm wrong. That I am very excited for, and it's BioWare Austin's IP.
You mean Dylan?
Project Dylan?
Project Dylan, I think that's a Microsoft deal, probably.
Microsoft is rumored to have the marketing on that, so that'll be EA and or Microsoft.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I didn't bring it up because I didn't know if it's gonna I don't know anything about it, but
I know a couple things, and that's why I'm excited.
What do you know?
Nothing I can tell you.
Slide into my DMs.
Okay.
Slide up in there real good. So we'll go ahead. So if nobody has anything else about Sony, we'll finish up with Nintendo. We got 50 more minutes, so it'll set up perfectly. So Nintendo is the big question mark to me. I'll say that real quick. I feel like Sony, out of the big three, Sony has the least to lose, and I feel like Nintendo may or may not have the most to lose. It's debatable whether or not Nintendo or Microsoft have more to lose with this one. But right off the bat, I think if Virtual Console is not announced, that's a really bad sign.
Well, okay, so before we really dig into Nintendo, you did just see the online news that just came out, right?
Did.
Yeah.
No. What?
So the online service, they have revoked the whole SNES or NES game, one a month. That is no longer part of it, and it's being pushed till 2018.
Huh.
Wait, what? Hold on.
The
What?
one game a month, the one free game a month trial thing that was kind of unclear, that's no longer happening, evidently. And the online service is being pushed till 2018.
The online service is being pushed to 2018.
Yeah, I am not making this up.
I'm reading it to you right now. Online
Hold on.
lobby and
Okay.
classic game selection, the Nintendo eShop deals, the paid online everything, the true online infrastructure has now been delayed to 2018.
No, hold on. It says it's free until 2018.
No, like the free, like what we have right now is going to remain free until the true service comes out. So nothing's.
They're talking about what you have now, yeah.
So
and people are assuming that
we can play
that's like
Splatoon still
virtual
for
console.
free.
So what does this mean for voice chat then? No voice chat?
Have you seen the diagram? That's what it means.
I'm looking at
Of course, you have
All right,
voice chat.
so
You have to buy a splitter to connect your phone.
So
to
I'm
your
looking at it
Switch.
right now. Okay, so classic game selection, blah 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 blah. Netflix style VC. Nintendo confirms to Kotaku that monthly classic games are not happening, replaced with a way better service. Okay, that's got to be the Virtual Console then, right? So does this mean we're not getting the Virtual Console until 2018?
That is what people are assuming.
Yes.
Most likely, yeah.
Oh,
Please
fuck
be excited.
you, Nintendo! Why do you do this shit?
Please be excited, Jim.
God damn it! Like Nintendo fucking knocks it out of the park, and then they take the fucking ball and throw it back to the pitcher.
Do we need more evidence that the Switch was preemptively released?
Absolutely not. You've got to be fucking kidding me, dude. Jesus. Nintendo, keep on.
We got to get more breaking news for John to react to live on the podcast.
It's great.
Keep on fucking winning, Nintendo. That is fantastic. That is just fan-fucking-tastic. Okay, so I guess all right, well, that's what we know about the fucking online
Remember how we
service.
were saying the Switch was launched early to go with Zelda?
Dude, I love my Switch. I do. It's fucking cool. It's
Mario
fucking
Kart is
cool.
fantastic on
Mario
it.
Kart is fucking
other night.
outstanding.
Ooh.
And I just...
But this is what I never understood. And this is why I like. But this is why I like you, John, because we can enjoy the console, we can enjoy Zelda and Mario Kart and Snipper Clips and what give you. But if a system makes a stupid ass move, you're not going to defend it out of sheer blind loyalty.
Of course not. You can't defend this shit. You can't
No,
defend this
but
shit.
you can because I've already seen it happen.
You can if you're a corporate fucking slave. Like,
No, don't you know?
That's an insult
you
to
know-
many corporate slaves I know.
we all know who the corporate slaves are, and
But John, don't you know that online isn't important to Nintendo games and real fans don't care?
I love that narrative this morning. By the way, that was fantastic. That was oh, nobody, nobody uses online. I'm like, oh, get the fuck out of here.
Nobody uses headsets. We have these things called speakers on our TVs.
Yeah,
So,
I talk into my TV when I'm playing games online.
yeah, I mean, I just, like nobody uses voice chat. You sure about that? Nintendo fans will defend Nintendo for fucking anything.
For sure.
Nintendo could Reggie could come to your house and tie you down and take a shit on your chest.
God.
And Nintendo fans would say, well, you know what? At least you didn't shit on my face.
And his body was ready, so.
My body was ready for his shit anyway. No, this. Anyway.
Let's talk about the conference.
Yeah, the games I would like to see at.
You know what? I think we actually see. I think we see Sonic.
Metroid. Give me Metroid.
No, we see Sonic Forces gameplay at the Nintendo conference.
I want to see Sonic Mania.
Yeah, but Mania's coming out in August, and they've already shown like half that game.
I know.
I want to see
It's
Nintendo. I want to see
Mania's
Nintendo
definitely be the better game, but I want to see that original character creator in Forces.
I think we're
they're
gonna see some
Sonic
more
Forces-
remasters from Wii games or 3DS games.
Sonic
telling you-
Forces is the perfect example of a company that understands their fan base, because the hardcore Sonic crowd is all about OCs, and they get way too into it, and so they just leaned into it, and I think Sonic Forces is going to sell gangbusters.
Did anyone here watch the 25th anniversary Sonic party
Yes.
last year?
I did not.
It's probably, it might be better than the Wii Music Drummer moment at E3, but you gotta like dedicate a whole evening to that.
So, here's my question, and it's a question that a lot of people have been asking. Retro's title. Is it Metroid? Is it Donkey Kong?
Better be Metroid.
I say it's Metroid.
I think it's Ice Climbers.
Oh, that's good. No, it's Metroid.
It's Metroid.
I don't think it's Donkey Kong.
Yeah,
I think you're probably going to get a
definitely.
remaster.
It's
I
definitely
think you're going
Metroid.
to get a remaster of Tropical Freeze.
Now, here's a question for you, John.
That would be nice, though.
It
We
would,
both
wouldn't
agree we're getting Metroid. Are we getting a Metroid Prime title, or are we getting a like 2.5D, 3D like
I
actual
have heard both.
Metroid style?
I have heard
I
both.
think it's the latter.
I think it's going to be Prime.
I hope it's the latter.
I think it's going to be
Because-
Prime.
I want
want
it to canonically
I want
take
just
place
a-
after Fusion.
Metroid's been
Metroid
gone
trilogy.
for Metroid's been gone for a long time. Let's bring back the old school Metroid with modern
I
day
think
graphics.
so. You know, retro studios. I mean, somebody asked them what they were working on, and they tweeted out something malicious and a picture of a fucking Prime grab. Like, I think the writing's on the wall. I think it's Metroid Prime 4. And I also would not be stunned to see a Metroid Prime HD trilogy. Would not be surprised at all.
Or just like a re-release of the one they
love that.
released on the Wii U.
And I'd be fine with that, dude. I love
we
them. I love
we
those
know their
fucking games.
focus is going to be Mario, but do we think we're going to get a confirmation of the Xenoblade coming out this year?
Yep.
I think we're gonna get a delay.
I don't. I do. Like I all indications I've seen is that the developer's like rock solid. That hey, Monolith is like, hey, it's fucking coming out in 2017, and I think it's gonna come out in December.
I think we'll see the Xenoblade amiibos.
Yeah, we will. But I also think, well, actually, dude. Speaking of amiibos, here's my other question: we're getting fucking Cloud amiibos in July. Does that mean Smash Brothers is nigh? Are we getting Smash Brothers Deluxe? Released at E3 and released in August, September.
I agree.
It would be stupid not to freaking do Smash on Switch. I mean,
Yeah.
you have to.
But
I mean,
knowing
they did Mario
Nintendo, but knowing Nintendo, they might release in 2018 to go on their online service.
Hey, who fucking knows with Nintendo at this point, dude? I mean, shit. The fuck-
Does Nintendo even know? That's the question.
And you know what? Here's the scary part. The delay for this online thing. I guarantee you. And Matt, I would love your fucking input on this, but I guarantee you, it will not affect or slow down Switch sales one bit. People will not care.
No.
No, it likely won't impact it very much at all.
So, Matt, you're an MPD guy, and I've been dying to get you on the show for a while. While we're talking about Nintendo, dude, like, has the Switch completely like sales-wise, has it completely broken down any expectations you may have had for it from a sales perspective?
Yeah, so I was pretty bullish on the Switch before it launched. I was actually one of the more bullish, I think, in the analyst community. There was a lot of pessimism around it, and it's come out and blown away any expectation I had. It has, in a lot of ways, changed the game in terms of how the market's looked at. For a while there, it looked like the future was very much going to be the console is the home of the shooter action game and a core console audience, and it wasn't going to grow, and that was just going to be where it is, and PC and mobile and all that stuff is going to be where the mass market goes. And now Switch is like, oh, wait a minute, maybe maybe folks want to take these same games on the go and in the home, and we have to think about this very differently again. And I think it's bringing a lot of enthusiasm and a lot of optimism to a category that's had a real rough go the last few years. So yeah, it's absolutely changed the game. And when you have like this E3, when Nintendo brings out ARMS, which is coming out right around E3,
I can't
Splatoon 2,
wait
which
for
is
that.
coming out in July. Yeah, Splatoon 2 in July. Then you have Odyssey. You have these 3 massive games that I think are going to be the majority of what they're showing on the floor. So then the question is, what's 18? Like, how do you really kick this thing into overdrive? You look at the production numbers they're talking about, and you realize that these production numbers are some of the biggest ever in the console space, and you're like, okay, they believe in this thing. They must have a hell of an assortment and a slate behind it.
It's got to be Pokemon Stars, right?
Monster Hunter.
Animal Crossing.
Oh, please, Animal Crossing, please.
We're gonna see the Animal Crossing on mobile before Switch.
Animal Crossing Switch Festival.
So
Yeah, if Animal Crossing does the Pokemon Go thing and really pumps up Animal Crossing like it did, like Pokemon Go pumped Pokemon to have the biggest launch ever for a Pokemon game, like
Bingo.
So maybe Animal Crossing is a 2018 game. It comes out along with the online service.
So, Matt, let me ask you this. I made a prediction on another podcast and people laughed at me, but I said as long as Nintendo is able to keep up with demand, and that's a big if, they will win the November MPD. Period.
So it's okay. So absolutely possible. Do they do bundling with Odyssey, which I think is a pretty safe bet? Do they do anything with pricing? If they do any of those things, and if they get those lines up, the production lines up like we're talking about, then there's no reason why it couldn't come in number one by like a margin. So it's going to be a fascinating November, to say the least.
I agree, and I would say that, I mean, for the rest of the year, at any rate, Matt, do you see Switch's sales momentum slowing down at all? Even with news like with news of it's the online service is being delayed till 2018. Like, do you see anything at this point in slowing the Switch's momentum down?
So there is a risk there, right? Their strategy is big game every month or two, focus all marketing and promotional energies around it, and get supply going, right? It's worked really well so far. If every game is good, and if they keep the supply up, then they should continue to have great momentum. If one of the games stumbles, if like Splatoon 2 isn't as good as Splatoon, then perhaps it's a little bit of a challenge. But then you have Odyssey coming at the end of the year, and if it's anything like
huge,
yeah, it's you're talking probably a top 5 game of holiday on one platform on a new platform. So yeah, I mean, if they can get through the summer months carrying this momentum and they get into holiday with supply, then shoot, man, they're setting themselves up for a run that could potentially be as big or bigger than the Wii. But I mean, that's a big target. So a lot of room between here and there.
I mean, fucking Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is selling like. I mean,
guys, John, you have Zelda, you have Mario, you have Mario Kart, Splatoon, ARMS. None of that matters. What's really going to propel Switch to the top is Project Octopath Traveler.
Yeah, that's the one.
Hey, we got Octopath Traveler.
So you mentioned Zelda. You mentioned Zelda just there. I think Zelda DLC is going to be bigger than anticipated.
Probably
on that, and I think we're going to see some kind of unique stuff. It's not just going to be like horse armor.
You know what I would love? Remake like DLC that lets you remakes the first game but with the visuals of Breath of the Wild. I know that's a long shot, but how fucking awesome would that be? That would be so fucking cool. Just go back to that world. Oh, that'd be so great. But you mentioned I think I would love to see more Octopath Traveler, by the way, because I love Tokyo RPG Studio, and no. Who was it? It was the same guys who developed Break the Default that are working on Octopath Traveler.
What?
The same guys who made Square Enix, but
Bravely Default.
The same team that made Brave the Default is working on Octopath Traveler. and that would be fucking. I would love to. They got to change the name. That name's got to fucking go.
It's not going to be.
It's the worst. That name's the fucking worst. But I think you'll probably see.
Setsuna was called Project Setsuna, so it's probably going to be something similar, but not exactly that.
I think you're going to see Octodad, Project Octodad.
Project Octodad. That's it. That's
something similar.
I think you're going to see Fire Emblem. I think that's a given.
Yeah, Warriors.
Fire Emblem Warriors are going to be there. Dragon Quest will be there.
EA Sports FIFA will be there.
I would love to see Mario Golf. I don't think you're going to get it, but I would love to see a return to Mario Golf.
What's that golf game coming out on Switch? Golf Story? Like
Golf
a Stardew
Story.
Valley?
Golf Story, the
Mario
Stardew Valley golf game.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to be good, but like
I have absolutely no interest.
it might get like a indie booth or something.
Well, I bet that Stardew Valley be at the conference, maybe.
Yeah,
Sure
that's been one of my predictions on Twitter for a while, is that we're gonna get a moment where it's like available now, Stardew Valley on Switch right now.
Holds you over till Animal Crossing comes out, or whatever. So,
We haven't
It
heard
reminds
anything
me
about
of
the Switch version.
Boy.
It just makes too much
Did
sense.
anyone else play Mario? Did anyone else play Mario Golf on the Game Boy, where it was actually more like an RPG?
Yeah. Oh yeah. One of my
that's
favorite
good.
games. Absolutely.
That's good stuff.
I love that
So-
game so much.
So here's the big question for
They
Skylar.
also made a Mario Tennis for Game Boy Color that was an RPG.
Yes.
Do we see Pokemon Stars?
No.
I don't
I
know.
think-
Do we
I
even
think,
get
I think they take a year off from Pokemon.
I think you could flip a coin.
Dude, if they're
you can
smart,
flip
they
a
just
coin.
tell you it's coming. All they got to do is tell you it's coming. That's it. Show the logo. Honestly, for Pokemon Stars, that's enough. That is enough to get people fucking going out and buying the system right there.
Is
I don't
it
know.
maybe like Pokemon Stars and what's the opposite of Stars?
Well, no. It's going to be a combination of Sun and Moon.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's going to be a remaster and a combination of Sun and Moon together. And Matt, you tell me, is there any better way to sell that console than to say Pokemon Stars is coming?
So like it's really interesting, right? Like that would be a massive thing, and what it could also do, and this is the crazy thing about the Switch, right? And it's like this really under the radar potential is like the Switch is the first home console style device where you could actually have multiple consoles purchased in the same household, right? And a game like Pokemon is the kind of game that would actually encourage households to buy multiple versions or multiple Switches. And you start thinking about that math and how like your normal household installed base of a PS4 is basically one per household. And you start thinking, okay, what if it's 1.2, 1.22 Switches per household? And you really start doing the math there. It's like, wow, Pokemon could really snowball this thing into even bigger success. So yeah, it'd be fantastic.
I mean, that would be the first actual console version of a Pokemon game, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the real one.
And granted, people will say, "Oh, it's a handheld, oh, it's a console," but I mean, it's a console. I consider it a console. I've got a dock right now. I consider it a console, and
I think it's interesting what Matt brings up, because that same sentiment about like Pokemon over here, that's how the Japanese and the Asian market is about Monster Hunter.
that's another big one. I obviously, yeah, dude. That's a great one. Monster Hunter will be there.
You're gonna have multiple Switches per household if not when Monster Hunter comes out. Double Cross is coming out. When is that? August, or has it been a release?
August in Japan.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's gonna be huge. That's why they're ramping up production so much. Is like they know like people are gonna freaking want to buy this thing. It's gonna be 60 frames finally, and like on a good screen. Like holy crap!
It'll be big
I want
here
that.
too, dude. It'll be big here too. Like you know it'll come, and like honestly, I mean, all Nintendo has to do is say that is show some Monster Hunter, say that Pokemon Stars is coming, and then show off Mario Odyssey. And that's all they need to do. And I'm not confident they can pull that off because it's fucking Nintendo. But it's that easy. That's all they need to do. And then just show and just take the rest of the Treehouse event and show a bunch of great games. Give us Metroid. Give us Smash Brothers Deluxe. I mean, dude, like if they just think about a Nintendo E3 where they announced Pokemon Stars, they showed some Animal Crossing, they announced Smash Brothers Deluxe, they announced they show off Monster Hunter, they show off a Metroid, I mean a bunch of Mario Odyssey shit. I mean, what a fucking E3 show that would be. That's insane. I mean, Nintendo has. I mean, Nintendo. It is within their capability to just blow the fucking doors off this thing.
But it's also
They
Nintendo,
definitely
so they
haven't.
could
It's
just
possible. It's possible.
mess it up.
I'm not sure they will because it's Nintendo.
Yeah, it's Nintendo.
And I just learned that they're fucking. Yeah, and of course that means the virtual console is in there, which means I'm not going to be playing Super Mario World anytime soon on my Switch, and that makes me really.
Let's be honest. They pushed the online out for the Switch because the SNES Classic is coming out, and they didn't want to take away from Sig.
Absolutely see that. Yep.
If
Because if
only
you get a virtual
buy it.
console, who's gonna buy? Who's gonna buy one of those?
I can. I'm not picking up an NES Classic or Super. Actually, maybe I will. Fuck, depending what's on it.
Yeah.
wait a
No,
minute.
no,
Hold on. What am I saying? Yeah. But anyway, I think we've hit everything. I think we've made some pretty good predictions. It'll be interesting to see how much of what we say comes true and how much of it doesn't.
Can I add a last minute addendum to something
Yes.
I completely forgot?
Please.
Cuphead will be and it's available now. Lock that in.
Oh, I hope so.
That's a bold claim, but you know people, so.
I'm not saying I don't know anybody on that one. I'm just saying it makes sense in
Okay.
terms of how quiet they've been, how the rescheduling lined up, how they expanded the game. It lines up.
Can we
Makes
agree that if can we agree that if Cuphead is not there, something's wrong?
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
Oh,
Cuphead should-
100%.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Not a question.
I mean,
I think it'll be there. There's
it fucking better be there, dude.
game.
I'm buying an Xbox this fall, and I want to play Cuphead. I'm not
If,
gonna buy
if,
Cuphead,
if it's not there
honestly,
this E3, then it's probably dead.
if it's
It's
not
not-
here this,
there's-
I don't know if I'd say it was dead, but if it's not here this E3, man, there's something's going on. There's some
Yeah,
development
like-
going on.
Well, the original thing, what happened was it was originally just a wave of boss battles after boss battles
Yeah.
after boss battles after boss battles. And Phil said, look, you have a great thing going here. Why not make this an actual platformer? Why not, incorporate actual gameplay into level design and puzzles and stuff like that? And so they were like, okay, well, we got to go back to the drawing board and expand like another 2/3 of the game then.
Yeah.
So that's basically what happened.
Exactly.
I'm just excited to see what Psyonix has in store for Rocket League DLC.
I'm excited for
hats.
Square Enix to announce who bought IO Interactive.
I don't think
Hey,
that would be an E3 thing.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I see
Okay, I
that
was
Square
about to
Enix.
say, dude.
do.
Jeez.
On the Rocket League thing, which is awesome. Really glad you brought that up. I don't know if you saw the news earlier today how Rocket League is doing basically on Twitch for folks watching Rocket League streams are actually doing giveaways of MTX content. I'm really interested to see. I think Twitch selling content is probably the biggest thing happening in terms of how games are sold right now. That's not really being talked about too much. That could have the biggest long-term impact. I'm looking for more of that, more Twitch. Getting audience members watching with rewards and that kind of thing to get people into that environment to start buying stuff through Twitch.
I mean, that
That'd
would
be really
honestly make an incentive for me because right now I'm not in that demographic right now that likes to follow on Twitch. But if you started integrating that stuff, that's really interesting to me. So I agree with that. That's I didn't hear that news actually. So they're gonna give away like in-game loot basically.
Yeah, basically. So if you're watching Twitch streams of Rocket League, I think it's for a tournament. News came out just a few hours ago.
It's RLCS is coming up soon. It's the championship series of Rocket League, like the
Oh, okay. So yeah,
the-
viewers
the
of that will
World
be actually
Series.
there'll be rewards given to viewers while they're watching, like car skins and that kind of thing. So it's
That's pretty cool.
fascinating what's going on in that space and how publishers start reacting to that. Like, are they going to start making custom microtransaction or skin type stuff for certain streamers, and like how they start marketing through those means? I mean, that's the future, and that's what's really kind of fun to watch. So looking forward to more of that at E3.
So yeah, I think it's going to be one of the most. I think it's probably the most interesting E3 since 2013.
Agreed.
Perfectly honest.
Agreed.
Definitely.
100%.
Definitely.
All three of the big exclusive companies have a lot to show and a lot to prove. Some more than others, but
I would say that Sony, and I would say that Sony probably has the least on the line simply because they're so far ahead and they
Yeah.
they can rest on their
and that's
laurels.
probably why they'll
Like,
have the least new stuff to show, which
I
is
agree.
fine because they'll have all these games that we've known about for years and years that they can just dive into. So that's fine. That's not
I
a
agree.
problem.
And So yeah, and that leaves Microsoft and Nintendo, and both of them can either completely knock it out of the fucking park, or they can completely swing and miss.
Actually, it's the most exciting E3 for me from a business perspective since probably E3 2006. I mean, I think there's so many things happening now that are just changing under our feet in terms of how games are sold and marketed and brought to market, that it's fascinating to watch. And so like I'm actually really geeked up for this E3. I think it's going to be a really amazing.
Well, Matt, you are more than welcome to join any of our live streams, man.
I appreciate it. Thanks. It's been really fun.
We're watching the show, man. Dude, please, if feel free to join us we're going to be live streaming every single one. So
I don't know. This is probably, I think, the most, I don't want to say important E3, but I think a lot can change this E3 if certain companies have really bad or really phenomenal shows. I mean, whether or not the games are actually out yet, you can still feel the effects of the E3 Sony Year of Dreams.
I will. I agree. Yeah.
So I mean, it can go either way. I think it's going to be awesome. I think EA is going to have probably the blandest of all the press conferences.
Always, yes.
Yeah, they always do.
What a surprise.
I really hope they bring Melee out. I want to
It'll
have
have
another
another
fight.
2017, so it's automatically the best one.
I think that. What?
I'm really sad 2K doesn't have a conference because I want the Kiri to come out to talk about Flat Earth theory.
Oh, get out of here.
Kyrie, the NBA Finals are on right now. It's a good game so far.
I think that if Nintendo knocks this one completely out of the park, I think if they hit a home run, I think that will do a lot to cement their status as possibly the new market leader going forward for some time anyway, which is nice. It's a good return to form for them. So I hope everybody does well, though. I hope everybody does well. But I think we have gone as far as we can tonight.
Did you pick a winner for the giveaway code I have?
Oh yeah, let me do that right now.
It just came out 2 days ago. Guilty Gear XRD Revelator 2, and it comes with all the DLC. It's the Steam code, and I have a copy for a lucky winner.
Yep. So I am doing I'm doing TweetDeck right now.
Also, not related. Wonder Woman is fantastic. Go see it.
I can't wait to see that. Somebody yelled hell. It was hell yeah.
That was
Your moving painting agrees.
Yeah, she went dressed in a Wonder Woman onesie, and she was not the only one in the theater. It was great.
We got a winner, Mike @_Inferno217_.
Oh, my boy Mike. All right,
He's
cool.
a good guy.
I'll send it to him on Twitter.
Yep, shoot it to him on Twitter. Let him know he won. Congrats to Mike. He's on the Four Guys Reporters podcast. He's a good guy. And everybody in chat is blessing up now. So Todd bless everybody.
Todd bless.
When did this become a thing?
I don't know, but we are going to start opening and closing the podcast every week with a
I leave for 2 weeks, and this is what happened. Like
a prayer to Todd.
What?
I happened.
What was wrong with you?
Todd the Father, Todd the Son, and the secret sauce.
Well, at least Sam is upholding some sort of.
Sneaky.
But Matt, I want to.
Bye, Vita.
Matt, I want to thank you for joining us, man. This was your first podcast, dude. I hope you had a good time.
I did. Thanks a lot. It's been real fun. Thank you.
Awesome, dude. Like I said, man, please join us for any one of our E3 live streams. Now, we'd love to have you there, dude. Especially since you actually know what the fuck you're talking about, as opposed to the rest of us.
Well, I'll probably be at the shows themselves and talking to people that I'd probably rather be talking to.
You lucky bastard! Oh man. And Sam, you're going to be at E3 yourself. So yeah, we'll look forward to it. Again, don't forget we will be off the air next Thursday because we are going to be doing a lot of live streaming over the weekend and into Tuesday. So we're going to need a little breather on Thursday. So please look forward to that. We will start our streaming next Saturday, and we will be doing every conference. Please don't forget to join us for those. And please do not forget to like, rate, and subscribe to us on Twitter. And YouTube, please sub to our YouTube channel right here. If you haven't, I don't know why you haven't, but please do that. Please like our videos, and please join us whenever you guys want. We love having you here. We appreciate everybody who comes to talk and listen to us, and love hanging out with all you guys. Love hanging out with my boys here on my podcast. This Thursday.
Yeah.
Thursday is one of my favorite days of the week, my man.
This is my time to chug some monsters and race some cars.
All right, guys.
All
And,
That game was way better than it deserved.
Yeah,
and JT, we missed you, man. It's so nice having you back.
yeah,
It's
great
good
to have you
be back.
man.
Kind of low energy, worn out.
It's okay.
This
Go back
heat's
to Morrowind.
frying my brain. Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
I'm gonna see what the download status is as soon as we're done here. All right, guys in chat, thank you so much for joining us. Thanks to all my buddies here for joining us, for being here and talking E3. Thanks to Matt. Everybody have a good E3. Todd bless up, bless the fuck up, people, and don't forget, as always, it's not always poetry, and we don't always agree. But Sam, God damn it, Sam, Jesus.
Something dumpster fire.
Whatever.
I don't know.
But we always bro up.
We always bless up.
Bless up,
But
yeah,
at the
bless
end of
up.
the day-
No, I'm not blessing up. That's
We always
not-
bless up. Todd bless. That's already the podcast, Flunky. Todd bless. Todd
We're
bless.
not
everybody.
blessing any.
Todd
We're
bless.
not.
Goodbye.